Hey star friends, it's Francesca. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel and clicking on this YouTube video. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button, and if you're not new, don't forget to click the like button at the end of the video and share with your friends and family. Today's video is going to be an energy forecast on the full moon in Pisces. So thank you guys so much for joining. Let's go ahead and get it started. It's going to be a brief video, and if you guys want to know more details on how to improve yourself during this time, what you need to know about what you need to do in order to fulfill your needs, in order to manifest the life of your dreams, go ahead and book a reading with me at consciousfultarot.com. And if you're not called to book a reading, go ahead and check out my sound healing or my guided meditation, as it can completely enhance your energy. Let's go ahead and begin. So the full moon in Pisces is always super significant because Pisces is the last zodiac sign of the horoscope of the zodiac signs, and it's always super powerful because it's really asking for us to mature and for us to receive less of our delusions. This time around with the full moon in Pisces, it's really emphasizing the chaos that we have in our life and how we can actually structurize ourselves to enter a state of flow. But it's also like putting a lot of light on the delusions when it comes to like what fits right for us, you know, what we thought fit right for us, what we thought our life was supposed to be like, what we thought our identity was, right? There's a lot of emphasis on the full moon in Pisces shining the light on our shadow when it comes to limitations, and when it comes to us being indecisive about pursuing our dreams, being too idealistic, or being careless about our dreams. So full moon in Pisces is a great time to begin to shed light on the part of ourselves that's a little bit timid or maybe too serious when it comes to addressing problems in our lives, whether it's with our relationships, work, our personal goals, or even the relationship with our mother. Overall, with the full moon in Pisces, there's a major emphasis on needing to find a balance between complementary polarities. So there is an aspect of there needing to be a lot of healing and a lot of devotion towards mindfulness. And this full moon in Pisces is also a great time to basically invite yourself to find order between the chaos and the balance, structure, and flow. So you focusing on honoring your humanness and your body, but also realizing that your reality doesn't have to be so mundane, and also corresponding kind of like your human experience with the transcendental human experience, with the spiritual experience of our human experience. So really activating our consciousness, our awareness of us being spiritual beings into our life. So not just operating through the mind, but operating our lives through our soul and really illuminating our soul in our lives. The full moon in Pisces is also going to be emphasizing a lot of mystical and like a lot of esoteric kind of information that may come up. So our dreams are going to be very vivid in the sense where it's going to take our imagination to the next level and remind us potentially of our past life or of the dreams that we once, didn't achieve in this lifetime. It's also going to be a good time to, grab the opportunity to just become aware of the truth, and you uncover the illusions that, you could potentially be relying on. So for example, sometimes you hold on to this illusion, or if you're like in a certain job, you're holding on to the illusion that maybe the financial stability that I have in this job is okay for me not to pursue my dreams. And a lot of people think like that they think that staying in one job is gonna give them the financial security, but them limiting themselves to their dreams is inhibiting their growth. So the illusion of staying in this job to feel safe is actually just an illusion that needs to be shedded. So the full moon in Pisces is really going to show you how to let go of being naive to these illusions and really accessing a deeper level of awareness and kind of like acceptance, and then just trusting in yourself, trusting in your life, trusting in what your heart wants, right? During this full moon in Pisces as well, there's going to be a huge aspect of you wanting to enhance your dream life, wanting to be with your dream person, wanting to have everything that you've wanted. Things are going to be very symbolical as well. You know, you may see everyone wanting to talk about crystals or horoscopes and just entering this meditative state, because this time is also not the highest vibration, my friends. You know, this time isn't we're not in like a peak right now. We're at this space where we're now tuning in, broadcasting a very dense energy, but this dense energy is needing to be let go of. But this dense energy is also helping us access the parts within us that need to be released, you know, the parts of us that are also needing to be addressed. So this full moon in Pisces could be bringing up a lot of disillusion, or even like an old identity, a pattern, you know, that is associated with an old identity, and also bring about dissolution when it comes to yourself, your sense of self, right? And even your purpose. So you could be realizing that you may not be wanting to be around certain people, things anymore. Especially during this Mercury retrograde, like you may be realizing you wanting to make a lot of changes, because certain people, habits, thought processes, illusions aren't making sense in who you actually want to be, and they don't align with your life purpose. So you're going to just begin to want to let go of that, and you could experience almost like a sense of freedom and joy as a result of letting all of this go, and it could actually help you define yourself back on the path that you actually want to be. So you're going to be noticing that. And, you know, there's going to be a lot that's going to be asked of you during this full moon. This full moon is something that could actually make a lot of people get very sensitive, weigh them down, make them feel lethargic, or even like, unfortunately, go into a state of psychosis. So I hope that doesn't happen to any of you guys. But it's going to ask for you to do some things, and I'm ready to tell you. This full moon in Pisces is going to ask for you to change. Like, if you need to change, you are aware of the changes you need to make, especially when it comes to your dedication, you know, whether it's being humble, whether it's being introverted, maybe you want to be more extroverted, changing any seriousness in life, any indecision in life. If you have escapism tendencies, avoidant tendencies, that's needing to be changed. Okay, things like that. If there's also going to be an aspect of you needing to stimulate yourself differently. So if you typically stimulate yourself with instant gratification or things that are self-indulgent, you want to avoid that. You want to stimulate yourself with things that are actually going to inspire your dreams and make you become more dedicated to your creative work. There's also going to be, what's going to be asked of you is to experiment with movement as well. So experiment with new way of exercising, maybe a new path in life, maybe hanging out with different people, maybe going on a different path. But overall, with the full moon in Pisces, what I am seeing is that there's going to be a lot of lunation and a lot of illumination on increasing your determination and really what you're willing to fight for in this lifetime. Are you fighting for a cause? Are you fighting for someone? Are you fighting to achieve your dreams? What are you fighting for? And really, it's just going to be coming up, as this time is going to be a time of a lot of triggers. And just make sure that you don't allow your impulsivity or any sort of mania or erratic feelings or behavior control you. Just make sure that you enter a state of ease, and really activate your your peace at this moment, and engaging in mood boosters that can activate your peace will be necessary. So whether it's meditation, escaping to another dimension, or maybe even like substances like psychedelics that could be useful during this time, as you want to be careful though, as you don't want to get into a psychosis. But during this time, it's going to be super beneficial as well to do astral projection or just days off into another dimension with a guided meditation. And if you do want a guided meditation, go ahead to my website, consciousfieldtarot.com, and you can find 2 guided meditations, and they're very inexpensive. Overall, the pineal gland is going to be affected during this time, and it is going to be a good time for psychic healing. You are being guided to also consume more vitamin C, my friends, and regain emotional stability and self-belief, and also practice emotional regulation skills. I also do have a podcast coming out on emotional regulation, so if you do want to watch that, go ahead and stay tuned to my YouTube videos, as that will be coming out. And overall, there's going to be a major emphasis on needing to problem solve relationships with your mother, problem solve the relationships with a specific female figure, and problem solve the relationship with your inner child. Overall, if there's any enemies, backstabbing, or people that have exhausted you, it's going to be important to not fight for your rights, not really, if there's like haters or things like that, people that have you exhausted, you don't need to do anything to prove yourself. You just need to rise above it. But if there's people that are confusing you in the sense where they're making you feel as though you need to challenge yourself because what you're doing may not be right, because I am picking up a lot of people in the collective are now beginning to go against the propaganda psychosis, right? The rules when it comes to the COVID policies, the rules when it comes to COVID in general. And I am seeing like a lot of people feeling a little bit limited when it comes to standing up for themselves or standing up for what they choose to believe in. And there's a major emphasis on there being a lot of weakness to actually express themselves. So if you are that person, go ahead and just rise above it. Use your vivacious, confident, self-assertive ways to really break through the psychosis and the propaganda that other people give you, and just be you, like if you don't want to wear a mask, don't wear a mask. If you don't want to inject yourself with something, don't inject yourself with something. You don't have to prove yourself with anyone, and you don't have to be the last one standing in a fight. And that's what I want to emphasize, because a lot of people lose their enthusiasm to fight for a cause because of that feeling of just feeling super exhausted or like they can't really fight for the cause because they're unable to cope with the exhaustion, So it's just going to be important to stand up for yourself at all times. But don't fight till the end. Don't fight to be right, basically. And last but not least, this full moon in Pisces is also emphasizing a lot on relationships and how you can realign yourself with the relationships if you got out of alignment with a specific relationship. So if that is the case for you, just make sure that you experiment with different ways of communicating with that person and try to take a different movement towards them. Try to increase your need to actually change your approach, change your mindset, change your perspective, so there could be resolution. And then I am picking up a little bit more, so this is going to go a little bit extended, guys. There's going to be a major emphasis on, I'm picking up it's like divine wanting you guys to like facilitate change in the sense of like making different choices. So if you've always been the kind of person when triggers come up or Mercury retrograde comes up, you you get really emotional, you get depressed, you overindulge, you self-indulge, you're all of a sudden stagnated. You want to make sure to make different choices this time around. Choose differently. Stand out of the crowd. Stand up for people. Speak up for yourself. Speak up for your dreams. and explore beyond your habitual social networks. This means potentially preparing yourself to travel, preparing yourself to expand, speaking to people you would never speak to, doing something you would never do, like doing something beyond your typical identity, beyond your pride, leaving your pride to the side. I mean, there's just a lot going on, guys. But overall, this is going to help you honor your individuality, which is what's basically needed from you guys at this moment. If you are a poet, a healer, a photographer, or a director, it's your time to shine. Go ahead and book your reading with me, as I can give you life-altering advice. And you could also use the crystal amethyst during this time. And some good things to consume as well, other than vitamin C, as I mentioned, is also zinc and nutmeg. Alrighty, my star friends, that's about it. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel's energy forecast. And go ahead and click on the link in the description below to see all my services. Stay tuned for an upcoming video, and take it easy, my star friends. Bye now.